What's up, guys? This is a video with really no notes, no nothing, just a broken man, okay? Because, and I know that sounds a little bit dramatic, but we lost Olivia Hussey, the star of Black Christmas. And what's really interesting about this is that she died on December 27th, like 2 days after Christmas, and 2024 is the 50th anniversary of Black Christmas. So it's kind of wild that she died like right around Christmas time, 50 years later, when she probably didn't know it at the time, was one of the most important characters in horror history. And I don't think she was fully realized for years, maybe decades even. I'm having a tough time even getting this out. This one hit me really, really hard. And it's not just because of Black Christmas. I've always been a fan of Olivia Hussey. There's just a really classy aspect to her. She never was one to want to, like, you know, stick her head out, I guess, in the limelight. She didn't seem like your normal celebrity. You know, she seemed like she really loved the craft of acting. Some actors, you just kind of get that vibe, especially these days when you look at a lot of actors, and a lot of them seem like they just, the limelight and celebrity and fame seems to be more important than, you know, their actual skill set. Olivia Hussey could have been, I mean, was, in my mind, one of the most beautiful actresses to ever grace the silver screen. You know, the camera just loved her. And she didn't have to push it or force it or anything like that. She was just a natural beauty. And but let's talk about the character Jess that she played in Black Christmas, because I think this is the final girl. And it's not something I mentioned that often, but man, it just, after she passed, it really hit me how important a character Jess is. You know, this was a college student that, you know, had her whole life ahead of her. And, you know, they threw this controversial plot point that her being pregnant and her making the decision to whether or not she wants to keep the baby. 50 years ago, 1974, Bob Clark is playing with these different plot points. He just gave so much life to the character, but also just her performance. You know, she treated this like any other role. It wasn't just a low-budget horror movie. And I think that's why Black Christmas lives on. It's not just because of Bob Clark's impeccable direction. It's not just because of how mysterious a killer Billy was, and how Bob Clark was very careful about how much he gave of Billy, but I think it's also because of Olivia Hussey's performance and how the character of Jess was just a very strong character, that you were with her the entire way and you wanted her to succeed. And she has stayed with us all these years. You know, people still talk about the character of Jess and Olivia Hussey all these years later. But, you know, aside from Black Christmas, she was also in Romeo and Juliet in the, I believe that was the late 60s, when she was very, very young. One of my biggest memories of her was in Jesus of Nazareth. I remember that TV series that came on back in the late 70s, and she played the Mother Mary. And I've watched Jesus of Nazareth. When the kids were young, we used to watch it like annually, and it's like a 6-hour miniseries about the life of Jesus. And at the time, I think every big actor or actress was in that thing. And Robert Powell playing Jesus, and it still holds up to this day. I think it's a very well put together movie, whether you are, you know, a religious person or not. You know, I think it's just, you know, it's gripping. And she was a part of that. And I think you couldn't have picked a better person to play the Mother Mary than Olivia Hussey. So her daughter is an actress now, India Isley, who was, it's been in a few movies these days, but, you know, having a tough time getting this all out, but I had to make a video for Olivia because she deserves it. Her name doesn't get brought up enough as far as, like, you know, the greatest final girls. We always mention like Amy Steele and Jamie Lee Curtis and so on and so on. But before all that, it was Olivia Hussey in Black Christmas. And still to this day, I think she stands apart, not just because of the timeline, her being before them, but also just her portrayal of the character. Jess stands apart from, I think, all other final girls. She has a distinct quality about her. She's not cookie cutter at all, and that is because of Oliva Hussey. We miss you terribly, Olivia, and my heart goes out to your family. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video for Olivia. So yeah, guys, just post your thoughts on Oliva Hussey in the comments. You know, maybe some of the roles that really inspired you. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of Black Christmas in the comments, which is awesome. It's still one of the greatest films ever made in my mind. And yeah, anyway, guys, thank you. Be good to each other.